Alright, we're on to maybe my favorite common of the set. It's a Gene Pollinator for a green. You get a 1/2, but you can tap it and tap an untapped permanent you control. Okay, it's gotta be untapped. I'm like, what? But yeah, of course it's gotta be untapped. Add 1 mana of any color. This card is perfect. It's perfect. It's a cute little guy, and it's perfect. It can also tap lands to fix, just so you know. But usually you're not gonna do that. But it can! Which means, even if you have nothing else to play, now you are fixing with only green sources. Sometimes you have only green. This thing is a B- for me. One of the better commons in the set. And I am going to... This is the reason why my green decks... I think this card is going to be picked extremely late. I think everybody's going to be passing it. And this is why my green decks are going to be running 13 up to 15 lands a lot of times. Because I'm going to be cutting lands for these guys. And it's even easier to cut lands for these guys than in Brothers War, which had a similar card, because you can tap lands to fix. So even if you have nothing to play, to start ramping, well, I fix with your lands. Yeah, 13 up to 15 lands. That's what I was doing in War, in Brothers War. That's what I'm gonna be doing here. Now, I might be a little bit wrong, because I don't think there are as many 1-drops in the set. A lot of 1-drops really helps. A lot of 1-drops help this a lot. But there are also lander tokens. A lot of things make 2 things. So yeah, beautiful. B-.
I mean, but how do you like it in green and white?
I like it anywhere.
This card's really good. C+.
Yeah.
Melt Strider's Gear. Green for an artifact equipment. When this equipment enters, attach it to target creature you control. Equipped creature gets +2/+1 and has reach. Equip for 5. I think this sucks. I think this is crap. These cards often only sort of work in like a hyper aggressive shell. And I kind of just don't think that that's what green is about. I'm giving this a D-.
Yeah, I think so too. Kind of cool, like it's a 1 mana thing that can help be tapped for that ramp and then moved around later. Good for kind of okay with stations. I'm on a D+. I think it's okay. I think it's okay. Oh, this one is interesting. Sammy's Curiosity for a green. You gain 2 life and create a lander token. So this works really well in combination with a Gene Pollinator, for example. Getting that life is beautiful. It's gonna be 3 mana to ramp, but it works really well with it, because now you got like a 1 mana thing that you can tap to ramp. So that being said, I'm on a C. I like this.
Yeah, this is kind of this set's version of the 3 mana ramp spell, because you could theoretically play this on
So much
3
better.
mana, like play it and then tap it, but it's so much better because you can curve with this.
Yeah.
It's like so much better than
And
that.
1+2 is so much easier. 1+2 is
it's so much easier, and you can also use this to like sack even, right? Trigger save it, trigger void is so much different
and use on turn
than the
2.
normal.
And these 3 mana spells don't gain you 2 life. Oh, I'm on a C+.
Yep.
Give it a C+ from me.
Yeah, it's actually quite nice. I'm sticking with a C, but I think it's quite good.
Very good.
And oh yeah, you can tap the lander token to Gene Pollinator. That's a thing.
Yeah, that's what I said at first. I love that.
Yeah, so something you can't tap to Gene Pollinator is an instant. Biosynthetic Burst, 1 in a green for an instant. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. It gains reach, trample, and indestructible until end of turn. Untap it. That's a lot of text. That's a lot of text. That's this is a really, really good combat trick. You can yeah, I mean, it untaps this. You can tap it again for Gene Pollinator. It's so strong. I think this is a C. It really depends on the format and the shape of combat. I actually think that this effect will be less important in this set than sometimes it has been in the past. In hyper aggressive sets, I think this gets to like B- range sometimes, which is kind of insane. I think this is a really strong combat trick at a C in this set.
I know hexproof is really big. in terms of like Gaia's Gift what we had in Brothers War. They really did some Brothers War things on green in this set. It was like Reach, Trample, Hexproof, Indestructible, which is I think way better, but untapping is really nice. Untapping is really nice. I'm on a C as well. This is very good. Blooming Stinger is a 2-mana Death Toucher. 2-2. When it enters, another target creature you control gains Death Touch. Sure, serviceable 2-drop, why not? Probably C-. It's a fine 2-drop.
Yeah, C- for me as well. It's a 2-drop, so it can be tapped to Gene Pollinator. Intrepid Tenderfoot. It's 1 and a green for a creature insect citizen. It's a 2/2, 3 mana. Put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Activate only as a sorcery. The fun part about this is that you can tap this to Gene Pollinator, and that helps pay for its activated ability. But it's okay. This is okay. I don't think this is anything special for a 2-drop. This is for me a D+. It grows, sure, and you can actually activate it multiple times, which in later is actually really good mana sink. Maybe this is C- as well. Actually, I'm giving this a C- as well.
I'm on a D+. There are a lot of mana sinks in this set, but it's fine as 2-drops go. You need a 2-drop, you take it, and you're unhappy at all. And 2-drop then in late game cannot be a 2-drop, so that's nice. 3 is so much less than 4 that we get more often. Diplomatic Relations. There is a card, Scotty told me like there's like a rat, something. I don't think you said a rat about something, Diplomatic Relations. Maybe I didn't read it. And I was like, what?
No one.
Is it Texas?
No one knows. We don't know yet.
Yeah, is it Texas? Is it something? Because listen and carefully listen how this card reads. For 2 and a green, it's an instant. Target creature gets +1/+0 and gains Vigilance until end of turn. It deals damage equal to its power to target creature an opponent controls. Now, are you seeing the weird shit here? Because target creature can be opponent's creature. Is it weird shit here?
We should grade this as written.
Really?
I think we should grade it as written. Or do you not want to do that? Do you want to grade
Let
it
me
like?
see.
Or they haven't announced any errata.
Let me see.
I mean, shouldn't we grade it as written and then once they errata it, then we change it?
Okay, yeah, let's grade it as written, because you can target opponent can have 1 creature on the battlefield, by the way. Like this kills if there is 1 opponent's creature on the battlefield, it can target itself. There was a guide released, but still no notes. I think it's a misprint. It's like a 3-mana green murder. That is way better than murder. Way better. Because you can cast it on your creature and it gains +1/+0 vigilance. So, as written, it's a B.
Yeah, I'm giving it a B as well.
If you gotta target your creature, I mean it's a B-.
Yep.
Really good. Fucked up. And I'm not sure that. Yeah, I think this is not right. Like
in Arena, it's already coded to be able to target your opponent's creatures.
How do you know this?
Because they said so on their Discord.
Really? Who said that? Wizards?
The developer, Arena developer. I can send you a screenshot. It was sent to me by Zoogs. Thanks, Zoogs.
Send me a screenshot. Wow. What? That's actually what I wanted? Green with the removal spells. Right send.
Check your Discord messages.
I'm checking. I see nothing.
Hold on. It's loading.
Wizards of the Arena 3D card is printed. Creature on opponent control can heal itself. Ooh, Wizards of the Coast Iron says, I don't see why we wouldn't. If they did an Oracle update, we'd change to match that, but we do the words as it says on the card. Wow, this is actually what it is! It's not a B+, right? I mean, kill one creature is not a B+, but it's so good! I mean, a lot of times your opponent is tapped out, you use this on your own creature easily. Like Vigilance. Vigilance is so huge. Attacks and like Vigilance is so huge with this. Like you use it at sorcery speed, kill something, attack, station your spacecraft. Everything is perfect about this. But it's not a 2-for-1 and so on, so it's like a really good B.
Yeah, it's really strong.
That's really strong.
What a weird. This is a very interesting time, huh? So what a weird card.
Very cool. Doesn't break the game at all, but very cool.
I mean, it's kind of sort of hard for a 1-for-1 removal spell to break the game, but it can potentially push like a lot of damage and be highly flexible.
Green looking good, baby. Go next, please, Scotty.
Yep. Galactic Wayfarer, 2 and a green for a creature human scout. It's a 3/3. When this creature enters, create a land or token. That's just it. That's the card.
That's the card.
Like 3/3, all upside, super juicy, incredible. Probably one of the best green commons. This is a B- for me. It's really, really good.
I'm actually giving it a B.
That's fine. I'm totally fine with that. This card's really good.
Yeah. This
all
is
gravy.
Yeah, it's just a guy. Just a guy that has nice stats and doesn't need to survive. Just a good guy. Yeah. Very good. Also very, very good with your... Where is my boy? With the Gene Pollinator. Very good. Feathered Wings for 2 and a green. Sorcery, restore target artifact, enchantment, or creature with flying, surreal 1. No cycling. This is good in this set. Surveil 1 sells it. Sorcery speed, much worse. But definitely sells it. You have a lot of targets in this set for this. Surveil, I trade Surveil 1 for instant speed any day of the week on this card. Do you agree, Scotty?
Ugh. No, I don't.
No?
No, I don't. I mean, it depends on the makeup of your deck and how much other stuff you have to do. Obviously, in tandem with green, it's like way worse sets of sorcery. Or sorry, tandem with blue. But no, I think instant speed is better. I think instant speed is better.
I'm on a C-. I like this.
I'm also
Cyber
on a
grade,
C-.
sure. Cyber grade as well. Good. What do you give it? Like a D?
C- as well. C- as well.
Okay.
Yeah, Sky Stinger, 2 and a green for a creature insect warrior. It's a 3/3 with reach. Whenever this creature blocks a creature with flying, this creature gets +5/+0 until end of turn. I don't really care about this. It's a 3/3 with reach, and sometimes when you need to slay a spacecraft, right? Your opponent is dense with spacecrafts, and you're concerned about getting attacked by a 6/5 with haste. It's gonna do some work, but overall, this is a D+ for me.
Use any flyer. They're big flyers. Not just the spacecraft. They're... I'm on a C-. This is fine. But this 3-drop existing makes me never want to have this compared to that guy. So I'm on a C-. Good defensive tool for slower than green decks. Yeah. Okay. But then there is
Can you
a
read the next card? I'm trying to find the missing card.
Yeah, the Toebringer. For 20 green, it's a 4/2. When it enters or dies, surveil 1. We had a 3/1 for 2 like for this, and it's always really good. But 4/2 for 3 is much worse than 3/1 for 2. 2-drops, you expect them to trade with anything, and it's nice when they trade up. So 3/1 is nice. 3-drops, you really don't want to trade them for 2-drops, which this is gonna do. But it's like stations really, really well. The problem is other better 3-drops existing. Actually, Scotty, can you move like the Sky Stinger to a D+ for me? Just like... I kind of want this more. I'm gonna give it a C- because of other 3-drop existing. But I like surveilling twice, and I like, yeah, surveilling 1 twice, and stationing is kind of... 4/2 is kind of better in this set than the others, I think. 4 is a lot to station with. Yeah, it's fine.
I'm kind of into this. I'm kind of into this even a little bit more. I'm on a solid C. C for me, Thoughtbringer. Solid card. Does a lot of things relatively well. Drix Fate Master. 3 and a green for a creature Drix Wizard. It's a 3/2. When this creature enters, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. Each creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it has trample, has warp, 1 and a green. Warp is nice, right? To be able to like slot this in and be able to push damage where you maybe couldn't push damage before. However, being a 4-drop, I think this is a little low impact to be wanting to take this early in terms of being an archetype staple. If you need more things to distribute +1/+1 counters for your +1/+1 counter synergy, yeah, sure, maybe, but there's nothing in the set so far that has made me think that, oh, this is finally the time where +1/+1 counters are going to be like super bustos. So I'm actually kind of off this. I'm on a D+.
Yeah, okay, I'm okay with a D+. Really good 4-drops exist in this set as well. Yeah, nice that you can like put a counter and then put a counter later. Trample is nice to have. And yeah, D+, it's pretty good. I think it might be a C- maybe. But you just take it. I don't think you're unhappy with this, but it's very low stat line is the problem. Hey, I turned to her. She usually doesn't do this to the dog, and she was like, "Oh, wagging her tail like crazy." Came right over. Really wanted some pets, huh? You really wanted some pets, baby. Can you read the next one while I pet a little bit?
Yeah, Ice Cave Crasher, 3 and a green for a creature beast. It's a 4/4 with trample. Has landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, this creature gets +1/+0 until end of turn. This actually hits really hard. This actually beats really, really, really hard. A 5/4 trampler for 4 mana will kill your opponent very quick. Very, 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 very quick. However, it is just 4 mana, and I don't think you need to be clamoring for these, but I think this is a C-.
I mean, 4/4 trample is pretty good, and gonna grow with their lander tokens as well. I'm gonna see. I like this one. Way more than the previous one. Really like this.
Yeah, way more than the previous one.
Yeah, I wanna see. That's a nice 4-drop. Germinating Worm for 4 and a green. It's a 5/5 that gains you 2 life when it enters. It can warp for 2. If you have nothing else to do, you gain 2 life. Why not? That's fine. Also, get a station crew. Yeah, that's. Oh, sorry. Get that spacecraft station. Nice 5-drop. Nothing you gotta take really highly, but this life gain really saves it. The 5/5 is good with stations. I'm on a C-. I think it's a nice 5-drop. Nothing too. Kind of what you want from it, 5%. Like, warp for 2 is important, I think. Randomly gain 2 life and use the station. You do it when you have nothing else.
I mean, I think this one's pretty good. I also think this is a C-, same way, but but like C- for a 5-drop is pretty appealing. If you need 5s to be able to like sort of stabilize you is kind of what I want for my expensive cards. So C-. Fungal Colossus, 6 and a green for Fungus Beast. It's a 5/5. This spell costs X plus the cast, where X is the number of differently named lands you control. In mono green, this will cost 6. 6 mana 5/5, garbage. In a 2-color deck, as most limited decks are, this is like a 5 mana 5/5, which is bad. With lander tokens, it starts getting cheaper from there. But then you have to understand how soon you can get those, right? So the payoff for cards like this, where you are looking to assemble your differently named lands, it sometimes takes time to do that. And if it takes you too much time, for example, if you're playing a 4-drop and then you're using that 4-drop that then creates a lander token to then crack the lander token, like you're already losing the upside of your fungal colossus, which is awkward, right? Like you kind of sort of have to naturally be curving into this in order to get the upside of the cost reduction, which I think is going to be relatively difficult. I'm not really into fungal colossus, so I'm giving this a D.
I think I'm really into green lander commons. 4 colors. Maybe even the land. That's a common that taps something. That can be something there. If you have decent card draw, I think that's gonna be the big deal. Like if you can play it for 3 or 2, decent card draw makes it so it's important. What Scotty talked about is like once you finally do this, if you don't have that card draw, it's gonna be, I don't care if I pay 3 for it or 5 for it. And then I'm gonna basically play a 5 mana 5/5, whatever, that I had to work for. So I'm gonna, what do you give it, a D minus?
A D.
I'm gonna D plus. I think in the right deck this is gonna be nice. Okay, we're done with green. Man, green common. Pollinator, amazing. Sam's Curiosity, amazing. Protection spell, pretty damn good. 2-drop, serviceable. 3-drop, amazing. 3-drop removal spell, crazy. Like 3-drop just good. Then we got like good 4-drops and 5. Like, green is doing stuff. I think green is gonna be very happy splashing for card draw though. I think that's gonna be something that green really wants to do. Yeah, really good so far. Green uncommons. What do you think about green commons, Scotty, compared to the rest?
The green commons look good. The green commons look quite good. Nice creatures throughout the curve, which I don't necessarily think other colors have as much. but very consistent, almost power level in a vacuum rather than like synergistic power level. Like I think black looks good because they work together, which means that they do need the context of being together. But specifically, green and red kind of look like they just work well with spells and mana. So
Also,
they both look like good colors to me.
Also, green is really good at dodging like red aggression with the life gain. With the life gain and ramp and flooding the board a bit, I think it's really good at dodging like that pretty fast damage red can deal. And I think it's gonna work with any deck, like slow decks, faster decks, it just feels like it's gonna work. Hemosymbiotic Might, this is the first green uncommon. For green you get a 1/1. Whenever this creature becomes tapped, another target creature you control gets +X middle of turn, where X is this creature's power. This is where the +1/+1 counters go wild. This is where the equipment that gives +2/+1 goes wild. That's where the equipment, uncommon equipment in black that gives +3/+1 goes wild. Where crewing this, with stationing the spacecraft is gonna be like extremely easy. I think this is really, really good. You can do this at instant speed with amazing green common that I gave a B-, the 1-drop. And it's gonna be an absolute nightmare to block. It does everything, I think, for green. Everything.
Wait, why is it a nightmare to block?
Not
or
this one.
to block in general?
To block in general. Like this one stays behind and it's a nightmare. I'm gonna give this at least a B-. That's the start. I can see this being a B.
Okay, nice. I think this card kind of sucks. I think it does everything that you say. I do think that it's a couple of hoops to jump through. I'm not entirely convinced. Like it really kind of hinges on Gene Pollinator, and I think it fits perfectly into the archetype. I'm not entirely sure it's like necessary, like for what that game plan wants to be doing. But I still think it's good. Or like I think it's fine. I think it's fine. I think I take this at a C, but I'm definitely a lot lower.
I think
It's
green one drop really liked more 1-drops as well.
Yeah, it does. Like that Gene Pollinator really wants to have quote unquote free spells, and this is a quote unquote free spell with it. What happened to Edge Rover for you?
Which one?
Edge Rover is a green 1-drop.
Really? On the tier list? On the... Well, oh, Edge Rover! Okay, it's there, oops. Yeah. Okay, you can read Edge Rover.
Edge Rover is green for an artifact creature robot scout. It's a 2/2 with reach. When this creature dies, each player creates a lander token.
Amazing.
It's a little awkward. No, it's not. Just a 2/2 for 1 with reach is okay. It's nothing like too crazy. It's not.
It is too crazy. What the fuck?
I mean, like, I think. Wow, you're really. Sure. I mean, it's in terms of actual like game impact, it's not gonna like break open the game unless you're actually trying to get your opponent dead really quickly.
It's like an actual 2-drop.
Yeah, it's a 2-drop, and I think most 1-drops play out sort of like 2-drops, like the 2/1s, etc. Like it depends on how condensed your curve is in the early game in terms of how much you can leverage this being 1 mana rather than 2. Which in this set it could potentially be quite condensed. I didn't think this is pretty solid. I think it's pretty good. I think this is a C+. Well, C+. I think most oftentimes you're going to be able to crack the lander token first, which is nice because like it's pretty easy to maneuver a place where this dies, where your opponent doesn't have the 2 mana open, but you can like get this benefit from the lander first, which is kind of nice. I think this is a C+ still. I think it's a C+.
Because of all the freaking 2-drops that green has. Goddamn, I have a lot of her hair in my mouth. It helps there. It's great at attacking or keeping you alive. Goes super well with that inverse curve that I'm talking about. Where you have a lot of like good early game. Then use your lander tokens and play great late game. So I'm kind of like on a B-. Her hair of dog's hair. I'm like on a C+ or a B-, and I think I'm gonna start as a C+. But I can see this just becomes really good one drop. And next up we get Melt Strider's Resolve for one single green. It's a permanent aura. Enchanted creature control, when this aura enters, enchanted creature fights up to one target creature an opponent controls. So that's usually bad, but enchanted creature gets +0/+2 and can't be blocked by more than one creature. That is a lot of things for a freaking one drop. Wow! Woo! Woo! Yes! It's also a permanent that you can tap with your one drop.
I know cheaper ones too, lands. You can tap lands too. Is that
And
crazy?
so...
Why don't we go back to Gene Pollinator? Why don't we talk about it again?
No. I think this is really good. I'm actually on a B, just a B. This is way too efficient.
I don't think you can sleep on the can't be blocked by more than one creature text.
Yeah,
that is
yeah.
very strong text.
No.
That's very strong text on a toughness giving
Yeah.
thing.
That kills
That's really good. B for me.
This is like the best 5 spell I've seen, maybe.
I wouldn't be surprised if this performs better than the misprinted green murder.
Yes. Yes.
Yep. It's really, really strong effect. Broodguard Elite. X green for a creature Insect Knight. It's a 0/0. This creature enters with X+1/+1 counters on it. When this creature leaves the battlefield, put its counters on target creature you control.
Weird.
It has Warp, X, and a green. This is a really interesting effect.
Weird.
Really interesting effect. It's going to be understated before it dies. Right. However, the warp is something I have a tough time wrapping my head around, because when you warp it in, it doesn't do anything except station, which might be important for you, but it doesn't really do anything otherwise. And then you have to wait until it leaves in order to add the counters on, so it's not like you're like helping combat or anything like that. So the warp is like a little slow, and the creature itself is a little understated. But I think with both of those combined, let's say you have a lot of time in the game, that is a lot of power and toughness for a mana investment, right? It just depends on what you have else to spend mana on, I guess. Because like this basically says, over the course of 2 turns in the late game, I can spend all my mana and get like a huge effect. But how important is that in the format, I think, is a really big question. How much do I want this?
Not much.
So it also depends on like how like important it is to station. I just think this is not incredibly desirable. So I think this is like a B minus. Oh, sorry, a C minus.
I'm on a D. I'm just on a straight up
okay.
D. It's nice. This effect's kind of cool. It's so understated. The power of an aura is also a really bad aura, right? But you get 2 things in one, I guess. So the power of an aura is usually you can place it and have a really good attack that turn. And then be a little bit scared if they kill that creature. Well, this ain't it. It's gotta die. You gotta go to the end step. But it's gonna be really cool with the might. But I think it's just a D. I think this is just, there are way better cards to expend the mana for. And this is way too clunky. Like, really bad creature, and then it's very good that it has this warp. Without warp, it would be just an F, I think. But with warp, that's pretty big.
Warp is probably the best part.
Yeah, yeah. But I think it takes for too much time to affect the board.
It's so slow.
Oh, it works amazingly well with a close encounter, right? It's a close encounter is a 1 and a green instant. As an additional cost to cast this spell, choose a creature you control or a warped creature card you own in exile. This thing deals damage equal to the power of the chosen creature or card target creature. So, very important thing. This is a cost, right? You choose something as a cost, so opponent cannot interact with it before it's chosen. So this is like an instant speed bite spell that can't blow out. Like if they kill that creature, this is gonna remember its power. Because this deals damage, not the creature. So that's absolutely huge. That's like, and you can also use the warp things. So I'm on a B minus. That's very good.
A B-, really good card. Whoa.
Whoa.
What is this word?
Eumidian.
Eumidian. Eumidian.
Eumidian.
Terrabotanist. Gosh, these names.
Eumidian.
Eumidian Terrabotanist. 1 and a green for a creature, insect druid. It's a 2/3 with landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, you gain 1 life. I mean, that's a decent 2-drop. I don't think 2/3s necessarily dominate the board. They can certainly do a great job at blocking. They can keep you alive. It's very hard to attack into 2/3s. But in terms of you like putting on pressure, it's okay. But this will prolong the game if you drop this on 2. Like this represents what, like 3 to 4 life over the course of when you can expect this to be alive, which is nice. Quite strong. I think this is a C+.
I'm gonna B-. In a lander set, gaining a... If this gains a couple of life, that's crazy. It's a very well statted creature as well. Yeah, just a B- is beautiful. And more tools for green to survive the red. Nice. Seed Ship Impact for 1 and a green. An instant, destroy target artifact or enchantment. If its mana value was 2 or less, create a lander token. Okay. There is enough. And you can definitely, a lot of things do cost 2 or less. You can like kill the opponent's lander token and get a lander token. Oh, I like this. I'm gonna... What do you think about it, Scotty?
I think this card's really strong. I mean, your opponent is going to be playing like a red artifact-based aggro deck. They're going to drop a 2-drop, you're going to kill it, and then they're going to get a lander token. The game feels so bad. It feels so bad. I think I would main deck this, and I think this is actually a B-.
Ooh, that's high.
I think it's not C+, C+ for me.
I'm gonna C plus as well. I'm gonna C plus as well. Oh, I love this one though.
Larval Scoutlander, 2 and a green for an artifact spacecraft. When this spacecraft enters, you may sacrifice a land or lander. If you do, search your library for up to 2 basic land cards, put them on the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. 7+ has the flying 3/3. Okay, I mean, this card on its own is kind of medium, right? You can crack your landers for free. Well, crack your landers plus for free, or you can, ramp a little.
You ramp for 1 or you ramp for 2 if you're a lander?
Fixes yourself, distributes your differently named lands, which is lovely.
Dude, green has a 1 mana lander. 1 mana make a lander. Common. 3 mana also.
It's nice. So normally 3 mana ramp spells suck. I think the additional idea of cracking your lander and also just being a flyer later actually makes this quite good. I think this is quite good. This is a B- for me.
I'm gonna B- as well. This is... And green feels pretty damn good at getting these stations, again, this spacecraft up and running. Yeah, I mean, if you got that lander token, dude, like, play one. I mean, let's think about like crazy curve, right, with commons. Turn 1, you play 1/1, 1/2, okay. Next turn you play that 1 green mana, make a lander token, and you put a 2-drop in as well. Turn 3, like if you actually drop a land, you have like 3 mana, 4. Okay, you have 4. You don't need to drop land, but if you do, you have 4. You can do it with 2 mana, and then ramp with this, and now you have 6. It's like, that's with commons. But even if you have like only 2 mana, now you have 5. And you get a lot of cards in your hand. Because you're playing less lands, probably. Yeah, this, even if you're not sacking a lander, is good, but when you do... And the green commons that make them are great. B- at least. I can see it being better. Melt Strider Eulogist. Right. For 2 and a green, it's a 3/3. Whenever a creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it dies, draw a card. I mean, 3 mana 3/3 is fine investment, like, but how many do you have of these creatures? Green is bad at these +1/+1 counters, right? There's that 2-mana trick, but sure. And really, that's kind of it for green commons. I don't care much about the other. It's okay. I think I'm just giving it a C-. I think it's gonna look insane, and everybody's gonna be like, "This is insane." But I think I'm gonna C- with a ceiling of a C+.
I'm fine. I'm fine with the ceiling, I guess. Do you know what the problem with this archetype has been historically? When you invest so much tempo into going tall on your creatures, because the Wizards has never really, or rather, it's a fine line between being too snowbally in a set versus like investing too much tempo in your creatures only to have them get tempoed and removed for cheap. The problem is that this, when you go so tall, it feels like you're just still breaking even in terms of how punishing it is when your creatures get removed with something like Eulogist, which is just so unfortunate. Which is why these cards, like it's so different than like, oh, I lost a 1/1 and I draw a card, right? You know, based on like how sacrifice energy, you're losing like a 4/4 or like a 5/4 a lot of the times and then you're drawing a card, which feels like not nearly as good because you're gaining in a way that you're not necessarily hurting in, which is tempo, um, which is rough.
I mean, red has that 2-drop that gains counters, but this is not an artifact with it.
Yeah.
White has just randomly has +1/+1 counters on its cards.
I don't know if there's ever been a historic successful +1/+1 counter theme in Limited.
There has
I don't
been.
think they've figured it out yet.
In M20 or 21, I can't remember. Very
that was,
successful.
in my opinion, too snowbally, and I think that was a failure.
Yeah, okay.
Successful as in like good and balanced.
I mean, in white it's gonna be kind of okay.
But
Green has
it's a
also an uncommon that puts +1/+1 on everything. I mean, I think it's gonna okay. The thing is, like, usually we have these and they're badly statted. This is a 3-mana 3/3, it's okay. It's gonna be overpicked, always overpicked. These cards are always overpicked, and it's gonna be under. It's gonna not have good results. But it's gonna be overvalued, overpicked easily. What do you give it as an initial grade?
C-.
Yeah. Oh, yes!
Ship Agrarian. 3 and a green for a creature insect scientist. It's a 3/3. When this creature enters, when this creature becomes tapped, create a lander token. Landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Oh yeah, so this you can play this as a 4-mana 3/3. Not the greatest, but when it becomes tapped, when you station something immediately, you can get a lander token. When this attacks, it kind of sort of attacks, is threatening to be a 4/4, which is kind of insane.
5/5 probably, because you get a lander token when it attacks.
That's true, yeah, that's true. So it's probably attacking as a 5/5, which is kind of bonkers.
Or block as a 5/5.
I think this is super duper good. I don't think it's even that difficult to tap this immediately, either to Gene Pollinator or to a station, and you get your value on the dot. Like even with Gene Pollinator, you can tap it on your opponent's turn.
Yeah.
Sick. That's like sick. That's sick.
Sick.
This for me is a B.
A B, easy B. I'm close to B+. I'm on a B+. I'm just on a B+, because like this is not like, oh, if it works. Like, it's the way you build green decks, I think, is that it is going to work. So B+. Really bad. Maybe a B, because it is a 3/3 when you play it a lot of times. Unless you play a land after it. Yeah, I think it's a B+. I think it's perfect for green decks, and you do this multiple times as well. I think it is perfect for green decks. B+. I can see that I'm wrong, and it's gonna be a B. I don't see it being lower than that. Tapestry Warden for 3 and a green, you get a 3/4 Vigilance, artifact creature. Each creature you control with toughness greater than its power assigns combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power. And the same text, but it stations another permanent using its toughness rather than its power. So this is like a 4/4 Vigilance for 4 mana. This should have 5. This should be a 5/5 for 4. What the hell is wrong with you? Why should it be a 5/5? What the fuck? So, okay, 4/4 Vigilance. Not bad. Green commons literally have one card, which is a Gene Pollinator, and becomes a 2/2. Which is very meaningful. That's very meaningful. You talk about a card. Like I think it's just one of the regions that's gonna buff something is pretty good. I think it's gonna be great in blue, but I just gonna do a little bit of a search. Then I'm gonna go on. So,
Sure.
Scotty, you go.
I mean, I think there's enough, right? Like it either it either buffs your stuff or it has no effect and it's just a 4/4 vigilance. That's fine. That's all fine all around. That's it's gonna have pretty large impact and it can sometimes have outsized impact when you drop it. I think this is pretty good. This is C+ for me.
Alright, so there's a white kind of bad 2/4 for 3. There's a blue kind of bad 1/4 flyer for 3. That's menacing. Some 3/4s, 3/5s. None of them very good in blue. There's a black 2/4 flyer. These are commons, by the way. A 2/4 flyer that's not a 4/4. That's quite a lot. There is a red 1/3 drop that's now a 3/3, and a Jin Pollinator becoming a 2/2 is huge upgrade. It's 100% more power. That's really important.
Allegedly, yeah.
Allegedly. When you go to uncommons, we do get blue again. Really profits from this. The red uncommon that's a 0/4 is now a 4/4 always, or even bigger sometimes. There's really not that much, but there is enough that I also think it's a C+. Just upping my 1-2 pollinators is pretty good. It's really, really good, I think. Okay. Atmosphere. Oh, you're up. You're up.
Atmospheric Greenhouse. 4 and a green for an artifact spacecraft. When this creature enters, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. And 8+ flying trample 5/4. This is kind of spicy. The +1/+1 counters help you crew this faster. And I think it's pretty reasonable if you have any sort of board or any sort of curve at all to be able to crew this quite quickly. And a flying trample 5/4 is very powerful, and that's a lot of stats. I think this is good overall. I think this is a good curve topper. It's possible that the archetype that wants this, as in like any sort of creature-based curve out, whatever, is just not very strong. But on the flip side, maybe it doesn't need an aggro deck. Maybe it needs Gene Pollinator.
Yes,
right?
Yes.
And just buff your creature with this Gene Pollinator.
No, it's a 2/3.
Yeah, it's a 2/3. That's like 100% more power. It's so crazy.
And no, that really is crazy. Like 100% more power is absolutely crazy. That is not. You're laughing at it, but it is fucking wild when something with 1 power becomes 2 power. That is a lot.
Yeah, but yeah, it's only from 2 to 3 toughness. So
yeah. People dismiss this. It's like, oh, just 1 more power. No, it's not just 1 more power. If Gene Pollinator was a 2/2, best common in the set. It is the best common in the set. But it's not a 2/2, thank God. That's how much it matters. So what do you think about it?
It's a grade. I gave it a B-. I think it's quite good.
I want a B.
Okay.
And especially because of Gene Pollinator. Because I'm replacing lands with Gene Pollinator. So now
I am changing my grade to B. I think this is actually kind of bonkers. You remember the Aether Revolt Pangolin? Do you remember that?
But it's a 5.
I think this card is better than that.
It's better. Me. 1 second. You can continue.
Orc.
Okay. Yeah, but it's also like a 5/5, which is better.
Flies.
but you don't have to tap a lot of things.
It's true, yeah.
So that's better.
I mean, this card's very strong.
But this set didn't really. That set didn't have a Gene Pollinator, and it didn't have it. It didn't have it. So yeah, incredible. B, easy. I can see it being a B+. Right now, I can see it being a B+ right now. I'm giving it a B+.
Okay.
Oh, this one is so cool but weird. 3 and double green. Use social engineering. It's a chocobo racetrack, but a little bit weaker on its front face. It has land. It's just an enchantment for 5 mana. Okay, landfall. Whenever land you control enters, create a 2/2 colorless robot artifact creature token, and it can be warped for 1 and a green. So you can play this for 2 mana and play land, and you get a 2/2, which is a lot of times going to be 3 mana 2/2. Okay. When you have Gene Pollinator in, it's probably gonna be more than that, because you're gonna be playing another thing, so it's actually gonna be a 2 mana 2/2, which is really good. And then later on, yeah, you got your thing, right? You got your thing already, probably. Sometimes you're just gonna be playing this into a land, into tap it with the Gene Pollinator, and use a lander token. Now you got 2 2/2s, which is fucking wild. And then it's also gonna be a 5 mana thing that gets you more 2/2s. And God forbid if you have, where is it? Larval Scoutlander, which makes 2 more 2/2s. I think this is perfect for this set. I think Warp absolutely sells it, because you don't have to wait for 5 and then do nothing. I am actually on a... These cards usually suck. This one, I think it's a B. It's a B. I'm giving it a B.
What?
I'm giving it a fucking B, man.
Okay, so this is the robots are way worse than chocobos, right? Way worse, right?
Yes.
The warp is extremely strong, and I think way more than makes. I think this is better than Chocobo Racetrack. I'll agree
Way
with you there.
better. Way better.
I think it's way. But the warp is incredible. The warp is like almost everything on this.
And lander tokens.
That's a really high jump. What was your final Chocobo grade?
Something shitty like a D minus.
Okay, because like D minus for Chocobo Racetrack.
Yep.
Okay, so like I agree. This is like warp is everything on this. I'm giving this a C plus, and that's I thought that was a huge buff.
It is a huge buff.
That is a huge buff. I'm just a little surprised by a B. But yeah, I mean,
I think this works.
I do think they did it.
I think it works perfectly well with my green decks. Like, Scotty.
Yeah. The thing is the downside, right? The downside. Let's break this down in terms of magic mechanics, because I think this card is controversial. The downside of a card like this is that you take a huge tempo loss in order to then get a very strong late game advantage by going wide with 2/2s, right? However, the warp aspect on this means that you can bridge in one single card. You can bridge in this one single card that jump from the developing stages to the late game, because it's not that difficult to get 2/2s out of this on the warp. All you need is a lander token. Turn 4, right? Let's forget Gene Pollinator. Card doesn't exist.
Okay.
Turn 4, you warp this with 3 mana. You drop a land, you crack your lander token. That's all you have to do.
Yep.
That's all you have to do.
Yep.
To get 2/2s.
Yep.
That's really, really, really strong.
That's strong.
So C plus for me, B for Lola.
And there are gonna be turn 3 plays with a Gene Pollinator, where you're gonna be playing this for 2 and getting 2 2/2s. So it's gonna be a tempo advantage on turn 3. Because you can tap this. Wow. B, yeah. What did I give it?
C plus.
What did I give it? Like a B?
You gave it a B.
Straight up B, I'm okay with that. Okay. What is this? Look at its face!
Harmonious Grove Strider. Judgy, by the way. 3 green. For a creature beast, it's a star with ward 2. This creature's power and toughness are each equal to the number of lands you control. I mean, this is pretty chunky. It's really nice that this scales up. It has no evasion, whatever. It's just a big chunky thing. How badly did your deck want a big chunky thing? It's fine. It's probably fine. I can see a lot of instances that the 5/5 gain 2 life is just stronger than this. Unfortunately, I think this is a C minus.
Okay. I'm okay with a C minus. It's okay. The thing is, like, sometimes I'm gonna have more gene pollinators than lands, and then it's gonna be like, not as good.
I was memeing, but you're 100% serious.
Yeah, I'm serious. I'm serious.
Yeah, you're
yeah,
serious. Every single card is in the context of gene pollinator, which, to be
absolutely.
honest, I think is actually like how you're supposed to evaluate. You know,
No, look,
because
if
commons are
everybody
commons.
was good in draft, that would not be a conversation. People, I expect them to not take gene pollinators. That I get them late. If I don't get them late, this plan crumbles a little bit. Green is still very good, but it does crumble a little bit. Pull through the weft. Oh, this one is weird. For 3 and double green, it's a sorcery. You return up to 2 target non-land permanent cards from your graveyard to your hand, and return up to 2 target land cards from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. It's not easy to have lands in your graveyard, man. This is so weird. In the last set, this does things in the last set. In here, you have a little bit of surveil. Hopefully it gets you land there. You have basically no mill. 0 common mill cards. 0. There's nothing on the common level that mills. It's gonna be hard to get lands back. If I'm wrong, then this is better because you get the ramp, which is really good then. But I think I'm not wrong, so I'm just gonna give this a D.
I'm gonna give it a D plus. I think we need a ceiling grade for this because you can assemble, like, for example, like a couple of uncommons that can mill yourself, and
Yeah.
if you have like a decent amount of surveil, right, like the 3-drop green creature that surveils when enters dies, and a
Yeah.
couple of the mill cards, this card actually becomes quite good, like a C plus.
C plus as a ceiling seems good.
Okay.
This one is cool.
Lash Whip Predator. 4 green for a creature plant beast. It's a 5/7. The spell costs 2 less to cast. If your opponents control 3 or more creatures, reach. So if your opponents control 3 or more creatures, it costs 4. It's a 5/7 with reach. That's really big. That's really big. Reasonably speaking, this is a lot more of a defensive body than it is something that can be aggressive. Because, like, you know, if your opponent has 3 or more creatures, it's like not that unreasonable to take down a 5/7. However, I guess threat, like, you know, you having combat tricks, etc., probably makes this pretty nightmare to multi-block. This is huge. It's huge. It's huge. It's really big, and I think it's really good. I think this is a B minus.
Oh yeah, 4 mana is a lot there. You do it for 4 mana. That's a big boy for 4 mana. And dodges red removal. Dodges green removal. Dodges green removal, dude.
Yeah, it does. Dodges murder.
Dodges black removal. A lot of some black removal. I mean, yeah, I'm okay with this. I want a C plus. Oh. Oh. Wow. The Glacier Godmo. For 5 and double green, this is interesting. This is interesting. We gotta see how good it is, but it's interesting. 7 mana, 6/6 Trampler. That's bad. But when it enters, create a lander token. And on landfall, whenever a land enters, creatures you control get +1/+1 and gain vigilance and haste until the end of turn. Which is so weird on a 7-drop. That is so fucking weird on a 7-drop, all of this. So, I think in green you're gonna have a good time playing 7-drops. But the problem is this just one body that doesn't affect the board when you play it. But if it survives, it's so powerful if it survives, because you're gonna get one land through this lander token. Just because it's 7-drop, it doesn't affect the board or has reach, or life gain, or ward. I'm gonna start it actually as a C+, which is kinda high. But I can see it being higher than that. Especially because I'm playing a card that you might have heard of, a Gene Pollinator. And yeah. Land gives itself haste? Yeah, if you play it for 8, sure. Vigilance is
Okay.
nuts, yeah.
I think this. I think you lost me with no reach, no life gain. on my 7-drop. I think it does beat really hard. Yeah, if you cast 7 mana, if you cast a lot of 7 mana things, I think they're going to end the game, and this does a better job than most things at ending the game. I just don't think I'm scrambling for this particularly early. I think I'd rather take more important cards to fill out my curve, or the Gene Pollinators especially, and pick up other top end. So I'm on a C-.
Okay, okay. A little bit of fight
Like
luck
for
out
reference,
here.
I think the blue 7-drop is way better.
Got green commons and uncommons, so consistent. Onto the green rares. Green is good.
Frenzied Baloth. Baloth. Green for creature beast. It's a 3/2. The spell can't be countered. Trample haste. Creature spells you control can't be countered. Combat damage can't be prevented. That's a lot of constructed text. So this is a green 3/2 trample haste, which is really strong if you could cast it. Really strong if you could cast it. And that's the unfortunate part, is that you can't.
Gene Pollinator, baby. Taps the land.
That's true. That's true. That helps. It's relatively inconsistent on turn 2, and it's as a 3-drop, it's medium. It's kind of medium. So for me, I'm on a C.
I'm actually on a C plus for this set. I'm on a C plus. The Gene Pollinator, baby. Taps a land for green. Bioengineered Future for 1 and double green. It's an enchantment. When it enters, create a lander token, okay? Each creature you control enters with an additional +1/+1 counter on it for each land that entered the battlefield under your control this turn. Whoa, that's pretty cool. Man, that is pretty fucking cool. That is pretty cool. It gets you a lander token. It's so slow though. But I mean, next guy gets 2 counters and you ramp. Yeah, that thing. I'm gonna C plus for this one. I think it works. I think it works in this. Also with that landfall enchantment, that gonna be crazy. 3 mana do nothing is bad, yeah. But you can also tap this with the Gene Pollinators. Okay, Scotty.
The thing I'm kind of okay with this is that in terms of not impacting the board, it's kind of sort of okay at helping you catch up in terms of making yourself a larger blocker, right? For example, if you play a 4 toughness thing on turn 4, now it's a 5 toughness, which can block
Or multiple creatures on the
thing.
same turn, tokens.
Yeah, and that's lovely, right? Playing 2/2 drops after this is actually probably the ideal scenario, and then
Or one 2-drop that makes another one.
Yeah, they can sort of get there. But I'm a little bit cooler. I'm on a flat C. I think it's fine.
You might be more correct than me. This would definitely be a C- as well. But I kind of believe in it in this set. Oh, I can't wait to play this set. Okay, go.
This is a sledge class siege ship. 2 and a green for an artifact spacecraft. It has station at 7+. It has flying. It's a 4/5, and whenever the spacecraft attacks, you may put a creature card from your hand onto the battlefield.
That sucks.
Okay, this has no impact when it comes to play for 3 mana, and then you have to tap 7 for it to be a 4/5, which is reasonable. That's reasonable. It works nicely in tandem with card draw, I suppose, because it's not like the creature goes away; it just stays there. It's not tapped and attacking, so it can stay back to block. But not doing anything until you tap 7+ is a little rough. I do think it's playable. Because tapping 7+ isn't impossible, and you get an actual threat from it. But I don't think it's good. I think this is like a C-.
I'm on a C- as well. Bit too much work. But it's nice, like, in terms of tempo, if you do this, like, you got a 3 mana 4/5 flyer. So that's overstated. But you did have to expend a lot of life probably for it. And then if you really get something good, like some kind of a 7-drop, that works. But I think it's gonna be too inconsistent. But I don't. It's gotta be a creature card, so it can't be a space card. That kinda sucks. Still think it's playable. Maybe a D+, but start it as a C-. Terra Symbiosis for 2 and a green. It's an enchantment. Whenever you put 1 or more +1/+1 counters on a creature you control, you may draw that many cards. Do this only once each. Nah. 3 mana too much. D-. Too much.
Yeah, I'm also on a D-. Is this at all a ceiling?
Nah. No, it's
Okay.
too much work for 3 mana, do nothing.
Ice Till Explorer, 2 green for a creature, Insect Scout. It's a 2/4. You may play an additional land each on each of your turns, and you may play lands from your graveyard. And you have landfall whenever a land you control enters, mill a card. This is kind of nice. It's kind of nice. What's a little awkward is that it's mandatory.
And it's 4 mana 2/4.
That can get that can get a little awkward.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the stats are a little awkward. I think this is a fair amount of value, but I don't think it's fantastic. It's obviously nice if you can get stuff into their graveyard naturally. Obviously the joke here is just with Strip Mine, and then that's obviously game over on its own. But overall,
Oh my god, it's Strip Mine, yeah. Oh my god.
yeah, with Strip Mine.
Oh my god.
I think that's worth the investment. So I think it's a C+.
I think it's not worth the investment. It's so hard to get lands in your graveyard in this set. That's what it feels like. And then, yeah, it can mill. It can mill it. That's about it. And on a 4 mana 2/4 body that's double green. Nah, I'm on a D. I think it sucks. Way too little of a reward for 4 mana 2/4. Like, 4 mana 2/4 is. Yeah, D. Probably a D minus. It's just a D minus. Give it a D minus for me. It's really bad. The stat line and the reward is so iffy. You gotta like mill and hope to mill land, and then yeah, I got 1 extra land. Maybe sometimes, hopefully, really hopefully. I don't think this is gonna perform well at all. Loading Zone for 300 green. It's an enchantment with Warp 1. If 1 or more counters were put on a creature, spacecraft, or planet you control, twice that many of each of those kind of counters are put instead. Okay, for 1 mana, like, supercharge the spacecraft. That's pretty cool. It's any counters, so like +1/+1 works. This needs a dedicated deck. I think it's an F with a ceiling of what is the ceiling? Like a D+? D minus?
Sad. Yeah, I think it's an F.
It's probably a C minus ceiling, like a ton of cards, right? A ton of spacecraft, a ton of +1/+1.
Yeah. But the most interesting part is spacecraft, I think.
Yeah, that's the most interesting part.
So like you have like a +1/+1 counter theme deck with the like a ton of spacecrafts, and the warp honestly is the best part about this for me.
Yep.
Because you just have like a monster turn. Sure, D+ ceiling, it's fine.
Yeah. This though.
Might Form Harmonizer, 2 green for a creature insect druid. It's a 4/4 with landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, double the power of target creature you control until end of turn. Has warp 2 and 0 green.
What the fuck?
I mean, this hits like super hard. This hits really hard.
This makes other things hit super hard.
It hits your opponent really hard.
and this makes other things
itself, right? If your opponent has just like, I don't know, 2/2/2s, doesn't necessarily get the job on its own, done on its own, considering no evasion, anything like that. But I think that's enough. I think that's enough damage. I think this is a B.
Okay, so if you have 2 lander tokens, you can at instant speed quadruple the power of something.
Yeah, that just kills your opponent.
That is fucked. Trample, I mean, there's
threat of activation too.
I mean, that's a common, right? A 4/4 trampler that with landfall that gets +1/+0.
Yeah, the 4-drop.
Yeah, that like you play a land and use lander or have 2 landers, whatever. That thing is gonna be what, like 5 times 2 is 10, and then 11 times 2 is 22.
There's a lot of evasion in the set because of spacecrafts too.
Yeah. Wait, that's gonna be 22. Trample. On a common folder. Wow. Sometimes you're just gonna warp it for 3 to win the game. As well. B plus at least, or an A minus. I'm gonna start as a B plus, but it's gonna fuck up things. Just because it's not a 2-for-1, but B plus, B plus. If it's not answered, it's bad things are gonna happen. B plus. We're on to the mythic green cards, and the first one is Ouroborid. For 2 double green, it's a 1/3, okay? At the beginning of combat on your turn, put X +1/+1 counters on each creature control where X is this creature's power. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me?
Immediately.
Yeah, it's an immediate 2/4. Next turn, it gives +2/+2 to everything. God forbid if you buffed it somehow. Yeah, if they don't kill it, you kind of won. A plus. I don't care that it dies to removal. A plus.
Okay, as an A. It's really good.
Nice. Oh, this is really cool. This is really cool.
Famished Rolltire, 5 green for a creature Leviathan. It's a 0/0 with Ward 3. Devour land 3. Devour, meaning as this creature enters, you may sacrifice any number of lands. It enters with 3 times that many +1/+1 counters on it. When this creature enters, look at the top X cards of your library, where X is this creature's power. Put any number of lands from among them onto the battlefield tapped. Then the sweet part about this is that you can basically sack your entire board, your entire land base. Strip your deck of lands and make your top decks incredible. However,
and get landfall
it's
abilities.
8 mana. Yeah, with landfall abilities as well. No evasion on an 8-drop. It's just big and chunky. It's fun. This is really fun. And I think it's pretty good. I don't, in terms of, and it's relatively easy to hit 8 lands, but once you have 8 lands, that means, I guess once you hit 8 lands exactly, you can then pull the other 8 lands out pretty consistently, right? Because you're looking at what, 24 cards?
There's 1
cards?
land for creature on common, by the way.
Yeah.
There's more on uncommon.
This is definitely worth 8 mana. I like this. I like this. I really like how your game looks after you drop this. I really like it. I like it, and it's huge.
And
it's huge. I think this is I think it's like a C+.
Like, this is gonna ramp you probably, right? As well. Man, 8 mana is so much. 8 mana is too much for one body, I think. Like, okay, if I have that freaking thing, like the engineering, right, that makes tutus, that's crazy. If I have the Glacier Godmo, that gives everything +1/+1 haste, and this one as well, that's crazy. And that's it, but it's nice with life gain with lands, and it's nice. It's really good with life. Oh, it's really good if you have the uncommon green card that gains life with lands, and it's really good if you have the Gruul 3-drop that deals 1 damage per land, right? That's C+ for this, for one body 8-drop. I don't know, man. I'm on a D+. I'm gonna pick it and play it, but I feel like it's gonna do that much on its own.
Alright, I'm in.
Like, you draw better, but
this.
when I play an 8-drop, I kinda wanna draw like 5 cards right away, not like have better draws. Nah, I'm on a D. I'm actually on a D.
You're a hater.
Yeah.
You just hate the World Sire. It's very hungry.
I think it's gonna be pretty shit. But, okay. Next up, we are done with the whole set review. But what do we have next?